Hello, welcome to your ValveKeep and VKViewer6 presentation video. This will be a quick overview of ValveKeep and VKViewer, kind of giving you an understanding of what exactly the program is and what it can do for you. Now, what is ValveKeep? Quite simply, it's an asset management program designed around valve solutions. A little more detail, it's a multi-user relational database that provides both new sale as well as repair documentation for all valve types. It was originally built around OSHA's 1910.119 PSM regulation to help our customers address many of the process safety management compliance requirements of that record. It provides record keeping, analysis, reporting, and asset management for both valves at the end user as well as inside for us and the repair center. It can give you, the user, 24/7 access to all of your valve data as well as your test and repair documentation using a simple web browser. So anywhere you have access to the internet, you have access to your data. It allows the users to see trends and analysis of all their valves as well as related equipment, and provides numerous other tools to make your job a lot easier. Now, ValveKeep itself is a Windows-based program that we, the repair center, use inside our shop as well as in the field to capture all the pertinent related data of a test or repair. ValveKeep Viewer, or VKViewer, is the web interface that allows you a visible access of all that data in our database of ValveKeep. It's a constantly evolving tool, just recently going into version 6, which was a complete overhaul, that allows you, the user, to interact with that data in a safe, secure means. And it has a lot of pre-built functionality that gives you tools that anticipate your needs, such as testing, repair, documentation, common analysis, filtering mechanisms, and such. In future videos, you'll be able to watch more detailed interaction with how to use that program to do these type of things. It is the standard in the valve industry for web accessible asset management. No other program in the world even comes close. This is the login screen for VKViewer 6.0. As I mentioned, this has been a complete overhaul. It is greatly improved over previous versions, taking advantage of all the latest in web technologies as well as user interface technologies. You'll find that it's a lot easier to use, and more common features that you would expect to see in other web technologies are now found in VKViewer 6. Now, what's in it for me? Currently, you can't print any test certificate from SAP or other ERP systems, but you can with VKViewer and ValveKeep. You can use it to help identify trends in valve operation maintenance, allow you to lengthen repair intervals based on documented prior operating experience. What that means is you can use tools inside of VKViewer to quickly run analysis on, for example, all the pre-tests of a valve. So over the history of that valve, the past 5 years, you can see that the pretest has come out to be 95% of them have all passed their initial pretest, and you've been cycling them through once a year. You may be now able to extend that valve to a longer repair cycle, getting more runtime out of the valve and costing less money in repairs. And you have the documentation that you need and the history you need through VK and VKViewer to support that decision. You can also easily identify problem valves with other trend analysis, as well as manage parts and spares, because all the parts, the history of those parts, the maintenance on them, as well as replacements and indication of when the next ones are going to be needed replaced, is all captured within VK. All that data that's been there is also exportable through a common delimited file format, so it's ready to be used in any other program, saving you time and reducing keystroke errors. It also has a valve calendar for visual indication of what valves are coming due, as well as automated email reports that you can set up to send to you, the customer, on whatever cycle that you choose. Now, before you ask, can I do this with ValveKeep, let's go ahead and answer a couple of the common questions. We've already talked about exporting that data out, so you might ask, well, can I also import my existing data in there? The answer is obviously yes. We can get whatever data you may have at this point and import it into ValveKeep as a start point going forward, and then you can build your history upon that. Can it tell the status of valves in the shop? Again, the answer is yes. You literally have a live view into the database, so as we're going through our repair cycle and it's hitting different triggers, it will update its percentage complete of the valve. When you see it at 100% complete, you can go ahead and print a copy of that test sheet and have it in your hand before the valve's even able to ship to you, the customer, the next day. If you have an emergency in the middle of the night, can you find that valve and all of its full test and repair history? Yes. Any valve that's stored in our database will have its most recent activity as well as its complete history available to you through this web interface with a few keystrokes. You can tell how many valves you repaired last year. Just like any other database, we can filter all the data that we have captured based on the number of repairs through a given time period, whether it be a year, a month, 2 years, 5. All that data is accessible through multiple filters, and you're able to view that through the web 24/7. You can see all the parts that were repaired last turnaround based on filtering all of the valves down to a specific group and seeing the history of what took place in them last turnaround. It will also indicate any parts that have been identified as being needed to be replaced in the next turnaround to help you with your budgeting. You can store supporting data like P&IDs as well as any other generic attachments. So if it's a sizing sheet that's been provided to you by an engineering company, we can add that in. If it's a sizing sheet that we provided to you, we can add that in. If it's P&IDs, pictures, videos of the testing procedures, numerous things we can add in as generic attachments that are attached either directly to that valve repair or that complete valve's history. You can also use VK for more than just safety relief devices. You can use it for control valves, manual valves, and even motor operated valves. Now, wrapping up VK Viewer functionality at a glance, we've talked about it gives you that 24/7 real-time data through a secure web browser. It gives you full customizable views, so as each user you can log in and set up the data that you want to see relating to your valves, and that view is stored based on your username. So when you go back home that night and you want to log in, that same customizable view is presented to you every time you log in. It gives you easy sort and selection tools. It does provide you access to print any testing data sheets or other reports at your fingertips. It gives you what we call a lifeline of your valve, a quick overview of your most recent event and all other events on a timeline type basis in relation to your valve. You can view images, generic attachments, and even videos I mentioned before. You can link equipment to spares within your system so that you can easily identify those as they relate to each other. You can see past as well as coming due valves either through a grid system, through the tree view, or through reporting and the calendar view. And there's multiple methods inside to give you ways to run analysis on all of your valves. So that's a quick overview of VK and what VK Viewer is. Now please take a few minutes to watch some of the other videos and learn more detail exactly how to use this software. And any questions, feel free at any time to contact your local sales representative for Chalmers and Quebec South. Thank you.